Hey everyone, I know nobody's here, but apologies again. I had my DJI camera and it went dead, so there was nothing left of it. And for some reason, it wanted to connect to the computer. I think that's when it dropped out too, because it was charging. Kind of weird, so we'll just keep that in mind. That I'll have to figure out to keep it from trying to connect to my laptop, because that's where I had it plugged into. So, but I'm here. Anybody wants to join? I have my mic right here, so when I'm running cars around, because when you use the microphone from that camera, it doesn't really reverberate horribly through the mic. You can hear the way the car sounds. So whoever's driving me, sorry if you were on here and I dropped out, so I got my mic on just to hear better. I'm just playing with the other tune from the last, not the last video, the last video about tuning. Here we go. So if you're there, sorry I lost you, and it wasn't on purpose. And I need to load a video in here. So, anyways, I'm back on. Man, this thing handles so good. God, it handles great. Mess with this more. Oh, this has the NSR screws. I didn't even know that. Flathead. My work area. Let me adjust my body float here. Okay. Jeez Louise. Let's see how this one handles. Sorry if I'm not talking much. Just messing around. I'm blind when you do these things, I'm telling you. All right. Tires. Oh, now it's working. Hey, he's over there enjoying me. Hello. You're one of the guys that was on here and then I dropped out. Sorry about that. Well, then you're just passing through, I guess. Just drop in and see what this is all about. God damn it. Me just fiddling around tuning my cars. Nothing special. A little bit more body fluid. And change. Nuts. Nuts. Who's watching me? You're not going to talk or chat? You just hanging out tonight? Another man playing with toy cars? I have a real car in the garage too that's close to one. I haven't done that in a while. Been there, done that with car shows, and I think I'm done with that because I love these kind of things. We should adjust the suspension a little. Let's see. I don't know. Go in or out. Let's go in a little. Tighten it up a little, see what it does. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. Just gave me one. Ah, damn you. Nabbit. Thank you for the thumbs up for the second one. For those who've ever watched it. Slot park at it. And just drop it in to see what it's all about. Mic on me because I use the camera mic and I sound like crap. And you know, the slot car going over super fast. Yes, they're nice. The slot car. We have streaming going on here. I had the camera set up earlier, my DJI Camera, and it decided to go cuckoo the live stream. That lasted quite a while. Yeah, but I'm not sure. They're a lot. It's Saturday, it's 9 o'clock at night, playing slot cars. By myself. Oops. Yeah. Damn. Oh. Try those foams. I'm gonna clip this right over here. You could hear me. Hopefully you could hear me there. I'll be right back. Let me get something to drink. Nope. I am officially drinking and driving. Oh, Rob. Glad you like the camera view, Rob. If you're still there. Sorry I had to leave. Had to get something to drink and my camera dropped out. Sorry about that. Just fooling around with this car. Tuning it a little here and there. Tweaking here and there. Trying to get it to behave that way I want it to. Oh, you're drinking too, huh? Oh, I got some rum and pineapple. I'm into those fruity kind of drinks. I don't know. I just like them. Can you hear me pretty good with the microphone? Because I got this clip-on mic, and I don't like using the camera mic because everything echoes, and it sounds terrible when the car's going around the track, and then you hear my voice. Can you hear me pretty clear with this mic? I won't know until I watch the live stream myself if it's shitty or not. Loosening those back screws helps. Much still body adjustments to do. That's pretty amazing what it will do in a slot car for its behavior. Ah, darn it. So is your car all digital? Digital track there, Rob? Or are you analog, or it's just all digital for you? Well, this American brewery still in. Okay, good. That's cool. Running in Ewing. Where is that at? Where are you located at? Actually, what state and all that? If you don't mind me asking, you know I'm in North Carolina, obviously Winston-Salem. What you got there? Yeah, it's digital career track. Gotcha. Have you tuned any of the career cars? You just running the stock and just replacing the tires for now. Between Orlando and Daytona. Gotcha. Oh yeah. Our company actually runs a shop over there in Cocoa Beach, Florida. That's where like Cape Canaveral and all that. Are you far from Cocoa Beach? Actually, Orlando would be. I don't know if it'd be far. You gotta send me pictures of your traveling time and stuff you do there, and see what you're doing. Oh, darn it. I do have some NSR cards that are digitally chipped. If you want to ever interested in any of those, and I'll show you the ones I have chipped. Obviously, I can't bring it up weirdly close to the camera. So I have this. This is a green 917 Porsche. This one's digitally chipped. I don't know if you can see it. That's a digitally chipped car. It's got a slot Technic chip in it. It's a mess. I have wood blocks holding it up for just. That's all right. As long as it works, who gives a shit? But I have this car. This is a 917 NSR. This is a nice car. It's a Sidewinder, and it has a digital chip. This will run on your track. And the magnet's still in it. It's got 2 magnets, so it'll really hold. But this will run on your track if you're interested. This is a nice car. And it's set up to go for digital. I did do 2 of them digital. Then I have this one that I did digital too, which is the. Actually, this isn't digital anymore. This is analog, actually. Actually, I should run this one. I realized that was on there. Should try that one out. This is a Porsche 917, the blue one. Here's your bike solos. Yeah, sure, whatever, dude. I'm not in a rush to sell them. I mean, if you want to buy them, buy them. Just like I sold you the Valvoline one. I know that it gets expensive, man. Trust me. I don't want you to be. I don't know if you have your wife. My wife. I'm not saying it's your wife's that way, but mine is. Mine is very hard to stay supportive of my hobby. So this one was tuned for plastic track. We'll run on here too. This is a 917 Porsche. It's a Sidewinder motor. Ew, darn it. I ran this one a while. Yeah, that other 917 Porsche. I'll sell that one, that green one, because it's got the chip in it still. This one I removed the chip. I thought this was digital. I remember now I removed the chip on this blue one. And I should put a better guide on it. Who else joined in? If I lost you, I'm sorry. My DJI pocket camera looks kind of weird. I don't know if it was trying to connect to the computer and disconnect to the live stream. I know it was charging, but if he's ever joining and I lost you on the last video, sorry. And I am, like I told Rob, I am drinking and driving right now, which is legal. Meaning legal at Area 51 Raceway. I wouldn't try it on the street with an actual car. Not good. Who's trying to get in trouble doing that? So the only stupid thing I ever done was actually a campaign here. So can you imagine what the extra police would go through? Some of the worst that would be in the United States. The only time I ever drove drunk. Never done it in the US though. Way way younger that time. So who else joined Rob? Speak up. Speak your piece. Ask questions. Ask whatever you want of me. Good. Ooh, that was a record there. Good. Picking up sometimes. That's what I'm getting distracted with some the one I have right now has that sensor on the track, so tech lock. You have to put reflective tape on the plastic cars. Track mate runs a bridge, so. Rob, you ever thought of getting a tech slot box like I have there? Because you could always buy analog cards and keep it digital. That's what I did with this system. I thought about getting rid of it and track, but Harry talked me out of it and told me, don't do that, dude. You got like the best of both worlds, which is true. It means if I want to run a car, a digital car, I can. And if I want to run an analog, I just put the switches. Oh, that car runs good. Yeah, this thing runs good. I'm not done with this. I'm going to change the guide on this, though. I don't like this guide. The stock guide sucks. And, yeah, that's a good run. 14. What are you talking to me? Darn it. Yeah, get it. Front tires touching. Yeah, they are. Remember, front tires touching your track or barely touching are important. I got all these two, Rob. It's a Capri, a Lamborghini safety car, a Ferrari. What's that? Italia 458, a Porsche convertible. Little scratch there. The Camaro police car, a green Huracan, and then a Huracan police car. I'm selling those if you're interested too. Those are digital. They do need tires. Some of them need tires, some of them don't. But they're good working cars, and I have all the mirrors and all the little packages that came with them. I just don't have the cases. Yeah, the cars that you've been watching all night are all non-magnet. There's no magnet in them. I've all scratch built, obviously no magnet. Yeah, that's why those videos I do, and you can do it with that Porsche that I showed you at 917. You just pop the buttons out of it, and that button magnets, and you can tune that car. That car is actually ready to be tuned because it has a floating suspension on it already. So this car is actually it's if you look at it with the chip, the car you're talking about, this car is good 150, but I won't sell it to you for 150. I'd sell it to you cheaper than that. But this is set up, man. If you take the magnets out and this will run digitally, you can have fun digitally with a non-magnet and a track car. And this thing will handle on your track just as good. So gotta keep that in mind. There's a lot of things you could do with a plastic track, just like a wood one. You gotta tune your car for your track. Like I always say, the track conditions are always different everywhere else. This car may not run as good on your track as it does on mine because I tuned it for this, but you just mess with them and fidget with them. If you're not a fidgeter, don't like taking the time to pick the magnet back in. That's how they fit that way. But nothing wrong with magnets. My grandkids love them. Rate all these 917 Porsche Carrera that I have over here with magnets and silicone tires and crap on them. Because they like running those cars and then just seeing them crash. There's a lot of destruction in that area if you want to race with my grandkids. So nothing wrong with magnet racing. You can have fun with magnets. Watching your grandkids or your kids have fun with them. And then for your own personal enjoyment, you always pop the magnet up. Ah! Oh, I forgot I tuned this car, man. Yeah. Rippies, pretty good. I love the gold colors. Everybody loves gold colors. Blue and orange. I like the new McLaren's coming out. I'm gonna get me one of those. The new McLaren's coming out, or that are coming out. I'm trying to get. And also the other Porsches, the 930 Porsches, 918. They're nice too. The one that Harry got. I need to get me one of those too. It's ridiculous. You can keep buying cars left and right, and once you start getting into things and building them too. I need to get more cases. I got one case right here for my scratch build, and I need more cases. And I do need to consolidate sometimes. That's what I'm trying to sell. You know, some of the ones I have right now. And I'd rather sell somebody that's gonna, you know, who wants to buy them, other than like selling them damn eBay. I don't know what's up with eBay anymore. It used to be nice. You just want to charge you for everything, so not much of an eBay person. I'll buy from eBay, but not much to sell. I'd rather sell somebody that we know. Then the car will go through good hands. Oh, also, just so you know, Rob, this is at 10 volts. I'm running all this. Just keep that in mind. If you're going to run non-magnet cars, if you're going to pump it up all the way to 14.8 volts like your track runs right now in digital, you're not going to have fun with this, dude, and it's not going to hang on. So remember, if you're going to go into non-magnet cars, you have to turn down your CU to speed 3 for non-magnet cars like this. Now, if you get a variable power supply, then you could you could move the voltage around. Obviously, digital needs more voltage because if you run more cores, more amperage draw, all the other stuff, bells and whistles that comes with them. But you can turn down the voltage on digital cars if you're running one at a time, or if you're doing non-magnets, you can adjust it that way. But just like that Corvette C7 that I did not too long ago, and we could, you know what? We could do that, guys. How about that? We can. These tires got worn. We could do this. So let me take my mic here so you can hear me. Why don't we do this? So you want to play with non-magnet cars, Rob? We could do that because remember I just tuned the C7 for non-magnet racing, and it's 6. So what you do here is we're going to do this. Turn off power supply. Flip the A power to off, and then flip to digital. Turn off the power supply down here. We'll crank it up a little. I don't know if it'll run there. Let me see what voltage we're at here when I do this. And I have a little voltage tester here. So it may not even run. And we're at 10 volts actually, which is where we need to be at. Perfect. So I didn't need to do anything with adjusting the power. I just left it where it was at. So now we have digital. So we're on digital mode right now. This controller, everything's working. Do that. Ooh. And just de-slot it over there. Oh, ain't that fun. You can turn the juice up too a little bit, so why don't we do that? Because that is kind of a little bit. Digital cars sometimes need a little bit more love and juice. And we'll go up to 12 volts. How's that? 12 volts, Rob. Give it a little bit more power. Using something. And let's see what we got here. All right. Oh, come on. Oh, sorry, I'm messing around with this stuff. So you can see me in my time. What you guys are saying if you're talking to me. For the info, what info are you talking about? The stuff I just talked about, the non-magnet stuff? Is that what you're talking about, Rob? Trying to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying because I've been talking about a lot of different things. What size? Hold on a second. Damn thing. Ah, come on. Darn screen. New tab. Really? Okay, cool. That's what I wanted. Like this thing. I want to do that. Okay, what is size of your table and track? Let me see. Okay, it turns up to 12 volts, just so you know. It pops up a little bit. You gotta really, can't go too fast and start playing. And also, this car is heavier because you have the chip and everything. I'll tell you the size in a minute, Rob. Hold on a second. It should be 12 feet by 7 feet. So 12 feet in length and 7 feet in width. Let me get a tape measure because I haven't really messed with this measurement. This room is a 14-foot room, and as you can see, I just barely make the cut. And I'm opening up the work area here. Just barely make the cut with, how would you say, with the size of this room. I mean, this takes up a whole bedroom. There we go. So we are talking about, let's see. Let me make sure we need the right size. Yeah, 7 foot in width, and then in length we have, so you know, is 11 feet. I'm sorry, so 1 foot off. So 7 foot wide, 11 feet in length. That is our number. So you can see my new work area. Well, it's not a new work area. I just got a new table. So just close that off. It just keeps everything kind of neat. Yes, sir. That's the size. And then I'm back. Hey, what's up, buddy? My camera died out or something. I don't know what happened, Dan. So that's good. You went shopping. And we're on digital, and I'm just showing Rob, that you could do, what I did, that tuning video on the non-magnet Carrera car, and just going over this with the tires need to be cleaned. And I turned up the voltage of this because I usually put it at 10, but I just put it up to 12. You just got to be a little bit more mindful of how fast you're going. Still change lanes, see? Oh, it flipped over the crash. Oh, boom. See? One thing about a heavier car, I mean, you could probably, since you got the chip in this one, I guess you could add some weight to it too, to help it out. One antenna here. And I do have it set higher in 12 volts. That's a little bit too much. See, the car becomes kind of unmanageable when you're at 12 volts. But, I mean, we could keep dealing with it. Otherwise, it becomes no fun if you can't really drive the car because it's just spinning out and, it's just too much voltage going through the track. Try this out. Oh, damn it. See, did it again over there. I think it was 11 volts that I set it at. And it was, let's go over here. Meter. And let's go down to 11 volts. And 11.4. 11 volts. That, I think, will be a little bit more manageable than 12. Still keep whipping around that corner there. So it does that whip and then kicks back. And defrost. Again, I have to probably work a little bit more with the car. Maybe some body flow. See, so this is where I talk about you keep messing with it. So let's give it more body float and see what happens. Turn out. Maybe it'll be more behavioral. Yeah, no, need a little bit more float. Except for lights off. And they always pop out at turn 2 like that. So. What were you part shopping for, Dan? Anyway, for your car? Your full scale car, not slot cars. Unless you got some slot car track parts place open this late, that's pretty damn good. I give you kudos for that. Gosh damn it. That turn 2, it doesn't matter what I tune, it always tunes the slots out of that area. Especially this one, I'm using the inside lane. I always use the inside lane because I want to. LEDs? LEDs. Oh, you're doing that shit for me already, dude. That's pretty damn fast. You work quick, man. Radio Shack or some electronics, or I don't even know. Yeah, or Walmart. I'm thinking Walmart. Walmart that late, open that late to get LEDs. There must be another store that likes to stay open late. It's like freaking 11 o'clock over here, unless you're over in the West Coast. Amazon. Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, Amazon's got everything. Gosh damn it. Well, it just does not like turn 2. And that happens. Ouch. The shelf there. My shelves. Yep. Let me adjust some more here. Maybe the front needs to be adjusted down. Let me go all the way down and see. 1. Well, that helped actually. Putting down the bottom and the front and coming back out the front. Interesting. I'm ordering another blanket at 130 section track so I can that section or the technical section. Another LED idea. Bank stuff, Rambo, Rob. The only problem with that is that certain Ferrari cars, if you look on the packages or when you're ordering them, they'll have this little emblem that says no banks, and they'll have an X through it. Banks are cool, but you become limited on what car could go on there when you have a Carrera digital track, because some cars cannot transverse that type of angle because how low they sit or how they're designed. The car is designed. So yeah, banks are cool, but then you kind of will have to stick with one thing. Oh, your son has Arduino Mega. Oh, okay, gotcha, Dan. So, I mean, you can do banks if you want to, Rob, but if you want to stick with NASCAR, that's basically what it would be. And then you'd be limited to some of the cars that you could buy because they can't handle a bank turn. And I got this thing tamed well finally. I filled the bottom of my chassis so my cars work on it. Oh, really? Oh, sure. So you file them down and then they well, hey, whatever works, dude. Yeah, man. Go for it, man. I mean, you do what works for you. You know, I tell everybody my way isn't the right way. It's just my way. So you do what you feel is the best interest of what you do for your own track. Because you can't have one guy come over and tell you, well, that's wrong. You can't do it that way. Bullshit. That's because it works for you, man. Just like when you're messing with your own automobile, like I have a 2004 GTO in the garage, and it's severely modified. And I've done things to it that work for me, that the car works well. It may not work for others, other owners of that same car. And it's just you're tailoring to your own preference. So yeah, if you do that, then you should go for it, man. I would say, yeah, I would do that. That'd be kind of cool. Oh yeah, that's good. Let's see what our track time was. Can't wait to get my track mate stuff. I don't like this one. Let's see. I got best lap 4.33. Hey, not bad. I think. No, that isn't this one. That's probably the other ones. So we got what we got? I can squeeze this. This thing won't collapse. Why? Won't get smaller. It sucks. Let's see. Last lap was 5.7. You can see quite a difference in the cars. I mean, this is a heavier car, obviously. The Carrera for that. Compared to the other cars, it is what it is. So you tune with what you have. Again, it's no magnet. Keep running it in. That one was a 5.2. Yeah, and I think if you do that with that, with doing those lights with people flashing stuff, I think you should do a video on that, dude. And I would put it on my page if you wanted to. I mean, I think a lot of people would really like to do that. I know when Scott Vargo sold these, it didn't really take off like it should. When they tried to sell it, to the masses. Only a few people got it. When I saw it, I was like the last guy to buy this stuff from him because I think he only had so many in stock left. And then I bought what he had left that he could sell, and then he kept what he could for himself. And, but yeah, that'd be cool to do a video on that with the Arduino, how to do flash photography, grandstands. I think people would like that a lot. Especially with the technology we have now, it's making it available. Yep. You agree, Rambo? Rambo Rob, would you get one if we got one together, or what's his name? Dan got it together? I think I would. Here it is. Are you texting me? My wife told me, hey, what's going on? Somebody trying to text me. Oh. Anyways, absolutely, I would. Yep. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool if you put some together, Dan, and like if you wanted to, man, write some up. I'm nowhere near getting my track where I want it to. Oh, jeez, it always gets expensive. It doesn't matter. It gets super expensive. it always gets expensive. Doesn't matter. You're going to spend money. Oh, you think I'm selling you that Valvoline car? So I go when I buy like the last 3 cars I bought. If you guys saw the last video I did, those 3 cars I did it on a PayPal payment thing. So when you go to PayPal, there's a section that says if you want to do it in 4 installments, and it'll charge you finance charge. So that's why I did that, because I figure instead of blowing $100 and something in one shot, if I could do it, 20 or 30 at a time each 2 weeks, that softens the blow. There's also another application you can get through an app called Klarna. It's Klarna. It's like pink and has a K in it. That's another pay by every 2 week type of service, and they don't charge you any finance charges. It's kind of cool. I'm sure if you don't pay, they'll come after you. Well, obviously, it doesn't matter. Anybody that you don't pay will try and send you collections. But this one right here is called Klarna, and you could go on there and you could buy stuff, and do them in so many payments, 4 payments, every 2 weeks. Or if your credit's pretty decent, you could do it every 6 months. Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that, Rob. I was just talking about that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know you're not interested in selling, but it's kind of, what it is, Dan. It's an information thing. If you could share information on that, I think it's more power to everybody in the hobby. And I mean, I understand you're not out to make a dollar, but I understand that. But I know what you mean. But information's power, It's nice to be able to share that information, because I sure as hell don't know how to do it. I'm sorry, I'm typing here. Somebody's asking me something, and I'm responding. But that's the cool part. If you could share the information, that'd be great. Yep. See, you like to see how he does it. I mean, I would too. Like I said, I'd be putting more dudes out here taking pictures, maybe aliens, or use it for other stuff, other modes, other ways of doing it, like something else. So there's our digital non-magnet one. So I'll tell you what. So we'll do digital with magnets. I'll trip you out over this. So we'll put this car over here, and I'm gonna shut off the power, shut off the track, and we're gonna pump up the juice, and we're gonna run 1428. This is that's at 17 right now. 15. So 14.8. There we go. All right. So this is the digital power for 132nd. So I'm going to show you. This is a magnet car. This is a magnet car right here, and it's got silicone tires on it. None of these front tires look like shit, so it's going to sound terrible when it's rolling down the track. It sound like the Flintstones. So, and I'm going to show you how good these things will stick. Silicone tires will stick, and how much dirt they'll pull up from the track too. A little bit too much, but don't go like hell. Oh, a little bit too much. I'm making myself out of a liar. Hold on a second. Really hang on. Probably getting all the dirt off the track, like I said. But let me clean them up real quick. That's what you could do with silicone tires. Now, these ones right here, these cars, the wheels are trued and the tires are trued. Now, let me tell you something, Rob, about silicone tires. Let's see what you said, Dan. One thing I haven't learned when a hobby comes a business, it's not fun anymore. You're right about that. I've seen that turn into like kind of like turn into a shit show when people start trying to make money, and it doesn't. You're right. People lose the enjoyment out of it because they're just concerned about making a profit to keep the business going. And I know what you mean. Yep, you know what I'm talking about. Gosh damn it. Stupid thing is not shutting the program off. Come over here and kill it manually. There it goes. There it goes. And now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get this thing to end the program, and it's just being a pain in the ass for some reason. All right, we'll get rid of that. So here's the crap. You can see this is silicone and magnets. Yep. That's the other one. So here we go. That's magnets and silicone right there, guys. But now, like I told you, Rob, since you probably have a digital tracker, I'm sure Dan does. I don't know if Dan has digital or not. This right here, truing silicone tires, I do not recommend it. It takes a long freaking time. It took me, for these cars, to do these on each one about a whole day's work, because you have to keep an eye on the silicone tire, because what happens is it heats up and then it turns to a gooey mess. And the only way to sand these down is to use drywall paper. You can't use regular sandpaper because it clogs up and then it doesn't do anything, it just smears it. But if you use drywall paper, it has those large grooves and it will true them. But the tires are trued and the wheels are trued, meaning that the stock Carrera axle, and that's what these are because I didn't change the axle on these. You know, they have those extrusions. Well, I filled those in with epoxy, and then I sanded those down smooth so that it covers the extrusion part, the divots, and then I glued the tires on there, and then I sanded each tire, and each tire took like about 6 to 7 hours. And that's why I'm telling you, just slip them on there, glue them on there, and true the wheel, and you're fine. It'll be good. But it took too damn long, and it was crazy. So, yeah, silicone, yeah. Paul gauge urethane, I would probably stick with that. Paul gauge urethane tires are great. You could true those easily, and you could do all these other stuff like the video. So you can see, when these suckers hold on, I mean, that's just full out, magnet and full out power. But that's just to give you an idea about, and then the front tires I need to replace. I need to get a bunch of tires because they're all screwed up. I was dumb, and the one thing you don't want to do, and I learned my lesson from this, is if you're gonna coat the front tires, you don't have to use floor shine. Don't use nail polish. Don't use super glue, because it turns the tires to rocks, and you can hear that one. It sounds like the Flintstones, and then the tires are just trash. So I wouldn't do that. Use floor polish, and you'll be good to go with that. So, anyways, any more questions while I'm drinking? Might as well. Take a swig of that. Yeah, that's good. So, but hey, what's up, Mr. Golf? Mr. Golf has joined us. Me Golf 92. So you painted the lamp bars today. Just need to add the chrome. Cool. Have you thought about blackwashing the grill a little? I know you had a 57 Chevy, right? Was it? I can't remember. Was it a 57 Chevy? What car did you have, or was it 40s? I can't remember. There's a couple of guys that have been asking, help, and I've been helping them to get into the showdown. '41 Plymouth. Okay, got you. So I don't know if you ever seen the video on my channel. It's about blackwashing the grill. you get that Vallejo black wash, and that kind of gives it some depth. And you could do that. That stuff's just kind of like water-based paint, and you just kind of like brush it on and then pat it, and then brush it on and pat it. I did it with the Dodge car I have over there, the last Lamborghini I did. You could try that out. You could look it up. The people who do scale modeling do a lot of that black wash stuff, which is pretty cool. Okay, so you do that on your miniature, so then you know already you're way ahead of the game. Then cool, yeah, cool. Rob, fastest collapse record? I really haven't timed that, to be honest. I would say those Porsches that one Porsche I just drove around with the magnet. With a magnet, I'm probably one of the fastest. Right now, for the Revo car, I think the Revo car that I have right there, 4.4 is probably the fastest I've gotten it around this track. And that's non-magnet, and that's a Revo car. NSR, I can't really time it because, like I said, these sensors, until I get my TrackMate timing system, you can find out. Yeah, golf, try that out. That's, and then if you don't like it, you'll just clean it off and wash it off. I think I did that already, but I could do just a specific video on that. Harry has done that on his video. If you look at the Flock build, it's called Dr. Flock on Home Racing World. I believe it's part 4 or 5. He tells you how to bend those, and I'll show you what you get. If you're going to bend piano wire, don't get no wimpy set of pliers. You can't get, little boy pliers. You got to get some manly man pliers. Go big or go home type of pliers, and I'll show you here. I'll yank the mic out of the computer. And you can go to Harbor Freight and get some cheap shit. You don't need anything like Snap-on or any of that crap, because that's just way too damn expensive for no reason for this kind of stuff. So I don't know if you can see these. These are what you need. Some big bubbas. I got 2. One's a little bit smaller than the other, and all you're doing is just grabbing the wire and just bending it, and it's really easy. So Harry on Home Racing World has where he talks about bending those on his rail job chassis, because Christine is actually a rail job chassis where I bent the piano wire up to hold the axle. So yeah, you get yourself Harbor Freight some real large pliers, flat nose pliers, and that'll do the trick. And that's the best way to do it. That other stuff that I have gotten, like from Micromark, the bend wire and all that, those little fancy tools, those things were kind of really a waste of money, because I ended up finding out that they didn't really bend as easy, and kind of wasted, $48. I should kick myself in the balls for that. It's a lot of money, Yeah, and clean the wire. The wire has to be nice and clean. Even though the flux does it, it's just, you got to make sure you clean it with, sandpaper, and Harry does cover that. Clean brass and clean wires is happy brass and happy wire. But Amy's responding to somebody there. Yep. For you, let's see, Rob, the Porsche 911 RSR. Yeah, the RSR is the, that's this one right here. Is it this one? Yeah. See what the hell this says. Yeah, this one you're talking about, right? I got the Haribo one. I don't really mess with this that much. It's been sitting there. It needs tires, and needs front tires. It's got silicone tires in the back of it. So yeah, some of these digital cars I do need to kind of off, because I just haven't really been running them too much and branching out into more stuff. But yep. So let me put my car back to the analog mode. So I'm going to turn off the power supply. I'm going to put this back to 10 volts. Switch these back to my analog mode and see what this is reading at. And 9.3, 10.2, about right. 996, 997, a little bit more up. 10.1, that's fine. There you go, back to analog mode and 10 volts. That's what I like about the switch box. It's the best of both worlds. If I want to not, put a chip in a car, I just flip my box, turn my voltage supply on an analog. The case that you saw, if I want to go to digital, turn the power supply up, flip the switch, I'm in digital mode. So it's kind of nice to have this type of track and then be able to switch around back and forth. There is a gentleman in Tennessee, and he's on the forum also. Gosh, what's his name? No, I can't think of his name. He actually has a Carrera wooden track. And so what it is that he's got the CU, but the track is all wood. And then he has it lined in with the CU so that he could run digital cars on the wood track. It's kind of cool. I have his name on the tip of my tongue, and I cannot remember. He is on the forum board as well. And, God, what's his damn name? Let me look here. I'm looking through my phone because I know I texted him along to Eric Pug. That's his name. ERICPUGH. He's a guy that knows how to do all that stuff, and he's pretty cool. Talked to him a little bit, but he has that, digital onto the wood track type of style thing, which is kind of nice, which is pretty cool. But anyways, if you ever wanted to do that route, you could. I think I'll just stick with what I have here. The only way I would probably do a wood track if I moved in a bigger house, but I don't think that's going to happen. Anyways. So what else, guys? What else is on your mind? Because it looks like it's almost midnight in 10 minutes. It's pretty crazy. It's going to be Sunday morning. Back ordered? Ooh, really? So what's back ordered? The switch box. Oh, yeah. So I know the gentleman who did these boxes. So his name is Joseph Stanzik, and yeah. But also, if you go to the TechSlot page. There is a TechSlot Facebook page. Joseph Stanzik is the one that makes them. So I think they're still waiting for chips. Because basically what this is, it's called, in Germany they do it, it's called Dollenbog something. Some German name, I don't know. I speak Spanish, but I don't speak German. But it is called lane shipping. So basically what this box is like you have your Carrera car, and that switch on the digital chip. And that's all you're doing. You're just flipping it to analog for each lane. And then when you want to go digital, you flip that switch back. That's exactly what you do to each lane here on this. So they're on back order. So the guy who designed this, I was his second beta tester. The first guy he tried it out with when he designed it was interested. And when he told me about it, man, I jumped on it like crazy. I was like, hell yeah. Because there was a guy in New Zealand that did it. And I tried to pick his brain for it, and he wouldn't really give me any information how he did it. The one I have, yeah, because the other one that I did have was an original one, was different than this one. The older one didn't have the extra sensor, so when you plug in, you could do analog lane counting or lane, lap counting. The old one didn't have that, and then it didn't have this different colored lights. They were orange, and then I think it was different in the box. It was one switch, but it was an older version, and I sold that for the newer one and got the ones with the sensor. But now I'm going to go to the TrackMate, but I don't have no regrets. But yeah, there's a chip shortage, so that's probably why you're not able to get one. And there's other people that want it. I know the Slot Car Guy, his page, Slot Car Guy, he's in Australia, I think it is. He's been waiting for his too because he's got a big track he's making out. That looks really cool how he put a video out what he was going to do. What are your opinions on the Stalker thumb controller? I personally don't like them, so I bought Ramjet. You know what? Yeah, whatever works for you, dude. I've just had these for a long time because they last a while. I mean, the battery's been on it for a while until they take a crap and blow up or whatever. And then I'll probably do what you just talked about, which is go to the Ramjet one. I know Frankenslot makes one, but they're real expensive. So I'll talk with somebody, like I'll ask you one time, hey, how's that controller? I may do that. I like the wireless one because I don't want a bunch of wires hanging out. So I like to be able to move about the room. I mean, look at this. I got this long wire for the mic. I mean, I would rather have something wireless that I can, move around. My DJI Camera has a wireless mic, and I like that part because I can clip it and not have to worry about a wire and being connected to the camera, just like this little thing right here. But yeah, the thumb controllers, if you're annoyed by them, you don't like them, yeah, change them. But if for now, I don't see no need to replace them until they break. If they break, then I will probably go your route. But as far as the thumb controllers, they last a while. It's just different than the trigger. I know as a kid we were used to AFX. The two stock wireless controllers, but those will be for the other racers. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I have actually a DeFalco one, very expensive DeFalco one when I bought it. I did a little bit of commercial track racing before the place, sold their track, which was close by here. Let's just say pistol grip suits me. Yeah. You have the one like Rambo, shooting a big, M60. Yeah, I do like the pistol grip better, but I have the DeFalco one that I'll use if I use it, to go to the wood track that's local here that's owned privately. And there's another guy I know has a wood track that I'll go and take my cars to. All right, Dan, you have a good night, buddy. You get better, man. Take care of yourself, sir. And thanks for trying to do that, well, not trying, but doing that, flash thing. That'd be kind of cool to share that information on Home Racing World or something. You have a good night, Dan. Thanks again for coming. Sorry I dropped out earlier. Oh, no problem. Well, if you guys are getting tired, I think I'm going to call it a night too. It's getting late. I think my wife's going to wonder where the hell I am. But anyways, I think I'll end the stream. Been going on for over an hour now, so just thought I'd say thanks for dropping by, the people who do all the time. Yeah, no problem, man. I want to, yeah, you too. I just want to make sure that you guys are interested in doing that you want to join that, because I am going to go to that, which is in Missouri. And I will be having your car on camera and all that and talking about it. So that's why I encourage a lot of people to do that, because scratch building is very easy to do, not hard. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you joining, at least the loyal guy. I'm not saying you're not. Nobody else is loyal, but the guys who come here constantly, which is you four, I appreciate it. All right? And again, take care. Thanks a lot, and have fun racing as always. Take care. Bye.